I don't know what it meant by the microphone has no signal. Alright. Well, we'll get it figured out. Okay. How is the volume of the music? That's the first thing. Is the sound okay? So, if you're on TikTok watching let me know if the music's too loud. If you're on any other platform watching, let me know. It should be coming through digitally and not my microphone like it was before, which I do apologize for. I didn't realize. I don't know. Actually, you know what? What just happened is, are you early? I just started. What's going on, Louis? So yeah, you are early. How? Well, what's going on? All right. Okay, for anyone watching, not much, busy with work, barely dealing with sleep issues. Yeah, I had a rough night of sleep last night. Awful. I suppose I should turn on the camera so you guys can watch what I'm doing. That's the whole point of this. Alright. So for anyone not in the know, I am working on a chainmail balloon dog. There's the head. Here's the tail. Well, this is the neck. I've got the head right here, and the two ears. So we're working on this right now. I've got to make some adjustments because the original method with which I was going to use is a crochet pattern, and crochet is a lot more forgiving than chainmail is, so... Alright. I'm going to have to adjust my pattern a little bit, but I think that we can start getting this put together. I'm tired of waiting. I'm tired of not being connected to the fiber cable in front of my house. And honestly, I just can't wait around for it anymore. So, it is what it is. Haven't got more than 5 hours sleep since the first. Ugh, that's rough. Mech, what's going on? So anyway. Alright, how's everyone's day? Everyone have a good day? I hope so. My day, here, I got up, I went to work for a few hours and came home. You're getting a weird issue on your end. Yes. Let me know. So the computer's on the Ethernet. The phone is on the Wi-Fi. It is possible that my router can't handle them both. But that's what we're here to test. So, everything will be alright once I get connected to the fiber cable that's been in the ground for nearly a year, and it's like it will loop repeat things you said 2 to 3 times. Computer's doing better than Wi-Fi today. It's my son's on the Wi-Fi, so I can't imagine why I would do that. Maybe I have my phone. I don't know. Don't do that. Don't come over. Like, do I have with this cable? Do I have my phone too close to the microphone over there? Can't think of anything else it would be. From here. I have a short phone charging cable. I can't get my phone into the position that I want. Really? Louis, that's weird. Computer's doing better than Wi-Fi. Okay. Well, I hope so. I got all the settings hopefully fine-tuned on the computer. I got on the internet and I made sure that all of my equipment was set to the recommendations. Okay, so here is how much of a Luddite I am, right? I plugged in this microphone thinking, okay, I'll plug in the microphone and add source. Alright, let's turn the music down just a skosh. Let me know if that works for you. Suburban Mom, how are you? And if what I just did not change the music at all, let me know. I have one more area I can attempt to adjust the volume from here. One more scooch. Oh. Suburban Mom, also known as Lou. Alright. Yeah. So if you're on TikTok and you're getting a lot of feedback or something, I might have to leave and then come back to see if that stops. I don't know why I would be looping over there. I mean, if you're not having problems and everything sounds great, let me know. But we've been having a lot of problems with the stream, so we're trying to get all the bugs out of the system. To change and disregard the scooch. Actually, this is perfect. Okay. Yeah. Everything, all of the equipment and the computer were fine-tuned for streaming to everything, but I found out why TikTok keeps banning me. Or at least I have an assumption, what the internet told me, that in order to stream from my computer, I have to do at least 50% gaming. So I guess we're just never gonna stream from my PC onto TikTok, because I'm not a gamer, and I'm not going to introduce gaming into my content just to appease an app, right? I think it's a really, I don't know. It's probably because the number of viewers that gaming gets is tremendously higher than, you know, watching some poor schmuck open and close rings thousands of times and talk about his day. Okay. What if you had a clip of Subway Surfers in the corner, like a tiny little video of it? Yes. I wonder if that would work. That'd be hilarious. And it would probably work good for, what are they called? Retention beats? Okay. Just some looped video of Subway Surfers in the, you know, corner of my stream. I wonder if that would work. That would be hilarious. Yeah, that's really weird, but I wouldn't say no to some Zelda. Yeah, I wouldn't say no either, except I'm already incredibly busy. And so, I don't... Tell you what, okay? I tell you what. We'll make a deal. Alright? If this stream grows to a point where I'm financially able to quit my job, I will add a game or two to the content. You're still getting that 2 to 3 times loop, but TikTok and Twitch is perfectly on time, maybe sub 15-second delay. Yeah, well, I mean, TikTok's through my phone. Apparently that's the only place I'm allowed to go live anymore. Or the only device I'm allowed to go live on anymore. So, alright. Okay, I got the second ear here. Here's ear number 1. This is ear number 2. That's the nose. Okay. And then everything's gotta be filled with My estimate was 20,000. I've got 20,000 steel ball bearings, give or take. I didn't count them out. I'm gonna trust that the company that sent them to me is at least close to 1,000. You know, close enough for it not to make a difference. Right? Like, I saw in the review of the product that I ordered, right? I got these off Amazon. Someone put in the comment, they had ordered 500 of something, and they were like, it's not 500, it's 492. Yeah, I'm not counting through this to make sure it's 1,000. I can guesstimate that they're close. I could be getting really ripped off. They could have me short by 300. I wouldn't know. So I'm gonna go with 1,000. You don't have to do that, man. It's your channel. Just said that because you know that's a franchise I've enjoyed. Yeah. Well, I mean, you know, Zelda poster on the wall up there. I got my kid an early Christmas present. He was with me, so he already knows he's getting it. He's got the sword light, the Master Sword light lamp, the heart lamp, the shield lamp, and I just found a Triforce lamp at Hobby Lobby the other day, and he was with me. We were picking up some Model Blue. Not this song. Never this song. It always comes in too loud. That. There we go. Okay. So he knows he's getting it. I've hidden it away, so hopefully he'll forget about it. He's starting to put, he's 11, so he's starting to really put stuff together. So, you didn't notice this, the poster? Yeah, it's hard to see. I've got almost all the walls decorated in the basement to my satisfaction. I've decided, or I realized rather, that I could never, ever be a minimalist or live in one of these, what are they called? The miniature houses, right? Mini house movements. Could never do it. So, all of my walls in the basement are covered or are getting covered in stuff. And so if you walked into my basement, or this side of my basement, you'd be able to see the Zelda poster much more easily. Alright. Did we get confirmation on, you know what? I just wanted to close this up. Dang it. Jumping ahead of myself here. Like, I've got the Zelda poster, I've got a Boondock Saints poster, I've got this wooden cutout of a lady pirate, like her head and shoulders, and what else have I got? Bunch of other smaller, I got a painting that my mom did. My mom passed away in 2019, so like I didn't want any of her old clothes, you know. My sisters went through those and took what they wanted, but my mom's aesthetic did not, you know, it just wasn't my style. You know, it's a long way. I think I just take your word for it. That fair enough. Fair enough. So I got a painting that she made and some other household items. Now I can add this big ring. Alright, anyone else on TikTok getting a weird loop back, you know, I say something 2 or 3 times? If you are, let me know, and I will pop off and hop back in. Getting a call from the fam. That's important. It's more important than this stream, for sure. I spoke with my dad on the phone the other day. He had a heart attack last year? Earlier this year. 2 years ago, he was hospitalized for COVID. That's pretty cool. Bare walls are boring. I agree. And if you cover your walls in, you know, stuff that you like, it really detracts from bad quality paint. There's a couple of mismatched spots of paint down here in my basement. Like, this is why I don't like painting the interior of a house anything other than one color. I'll cover the walls in anything other than paint. Okay? Shiplap, wallpaper, you name it. I'm game. I don't want to paint. Painted a house down in Texas when I lived there, and it was a miserable time. It looked good afterwards, don't get me wrong, like the colors were nice, okay? But the previous homeowner of the house I'm in now left all the paint swatches and brands and everything so that it can be matched. And you could take it to, you bought paint from Menards and Lowe's. Menards is it's like Home Depot and Lowe's. So you could take your paint swatch to whichever store it came from and get them to match the paint. And none of the paint that they've ever matched from the paint swatches with the right brand of paint none of it's ever matched. Excuse me. So I got a bunch of spots on the basement walls where the paint I matched isn't quite correct. That's okay. I don't know what I'm gonna do with the walls down here, but I'll get it figured out. Okay, so nose, ears, tail, neck. All right. Now the first thing I want to do, these are all connected, right? By little sections of chain. I'm going to take some of them apart, and I'm going to connect them in a different manner than if I do have a picture. I don't know how to pull it up because I'm using my phone, but I'm going to connect the legs together by themselves. So these 4 pieces, okay? And then the body is going to be connected to the neck and the tail, and the neck, the face, and the ears will all be connected. And the reason for that is, like I mentioned, this is a crochet pattern, and stainless steel is just not as forgiving as yarn, right? So if you've seen the crochet pattern where they lay out, you know, this Satan's ripcord here, it's the same concept. It's just some of the pieces are going to be connected in a different way. That makes sense? Alright, so first things first, let's start at the tail and get this separated. Then we'll begin building it up. And this will also, I will have to fill each body part as I go along. because otherwise it will not work. Oh, really? We're gonna be like that, are we? Jeez. It is the opening of the ring, right? Yeah. Sometimes you go to open a ring and you think you see the opening where the ends are pressed together, and it's not it. It's like a scratch or something. You end up mangling the ring, but I wasn't mangling the ring. That was the opening of the ring. I need to sand these pliers a little bit so that get a little more, I don't know, not worn. I don't know what the word I'm looking for is. Okay, so we're going to take that aside. And we're going to take this tail off. Where are we at here? That's what you get for having good closures, yeah. It's always the rings where you can't find the closure that you have to open. Anytime you got to take some apart, it's like you're going to spend a lot of time looking for the butted ends of the ring, right? And then every time you go and you scour an item you've made for bad closures, so that when you take a picture of it, that closure doesn't show up in your photo, right? What you have to do is you have to take a picture and then review the picture and get a second and third person to review the picture for you, looking for bad closures, right? Because what's going to happen is you're going to take a photo of an item, and then you'll review the photo, but the instant you post it, that's when that bad closure will show up in your picture. Every time. It never fails. Okay, so we're going to connect these like so. But I want to make these a little longer. Add, okay, that's 1, 2, 3, 2, and that would go through here like that. Okay, we're gonna lengthen this end a little bit, and yeah, spin the rings around. Once you find the bad closure, you know, just give it a little twirl and tuck it away. Alright, so we're gonna make this the proper length and then connect them and fill them up and close them. I think we can do that much. So we need them to be very sturdy. So my dream is that this thing stands on its own. Can I get it to work? I don't know. We'll see. Alright. What is the view on it? Well, that's okay. It's not terrible. It'll suffice. It'll have to do, because ain't nothing we can do to change it now. I can get a longer... I wonder... Wait, not so much my fat gut is in the photo. Alright, how many ball bearings? I got... Well, if each of these is actually 1,000 ball bearings, I've got 20 of these containers, right? So this is supposed to be 1,000. And I've got literally 20 of them. I'm not gonna pull them all out, but here's a few. Oh, hopefully that's enough. Okay, these little Byzantine chains connecting each pouch, each body part, they're only 5 units long. I'm adding 1 more unit per section. They need a little bit more room. Actually, you know what? I can make that determination. What am I doing? I'm not doing that right, that's for sure. Jeez Louise. Oh, no. When you get these Zurons, the Zurons are the pliers I'm using, it's the brand. When you get them into real tight spaces and they start slipping on you, I get really nervous. I have gouged the ever-loving crap out of my hands. And it's hard to tell, but these are a pair of chisel nose pliers, and they're very sharp. So I don't want to drop any blood tonight. Like that. And then you lose where you were working, and there's a bad closure in there somewhere. Not bad. Okay. That should give me enough room on this end here. I'm gonna go ahead and just lengthen this other end now before I fill them up, because if I even can. Do I need another pair of pliers here? Might. Get another pair of Zurons. Some of these, each profile is a little different. The profile of the ends of the pliers, right? Even if they're the same model, like the pliers in my hands right now are the same model, but the nose shape, one is slightly narrower than the other, and I assume that's just like tooling changes at the... Oh no, this is covered in something. Ew. It's all over there. Like some kind of oil. L. I'm not gonna try to pronounce that. The work I do is amazing. Thank you so much. Wear your obligatory Band-Aid. Yeah, exactly. Go. Let's see if these are covered in. What got all over this stuff? Okay, I guess we're not gonna be doing a different pair of pliers. We're gonna take everything to the sink to wash it later. Alright. Let's see. See if we can get Okay, Zurons are great pliers, even, you know, if they're covered in grease or whatever the heck that is. I don't even know what that would be. So, but I do have, these are called wubbers. These might help in these really tight areas I'm trying to get to. We'll find out here in a second. And I have some regular, like, standard issue pliers you get from your grandpa. I do not like using both of these. Oh, you know what I can do? You know what I can do? I don't have to go and clean everything. Oh, that just hit the camera. So sorry. Sorry, I'm getting used to everything being in a different spot than it was. There. Get yourself a box of alcohol wipes today, because these plier handles get dirty. I don't even know what's all over them right now, but I'll find out later. I'm sure whenever I have to go clean up this mess. There. Alright. Then we can Alright, gross. It's actually like really gross to pick up something and have it just be covered in I don't know what. I'm trying to think where have these pliers even moved to at all? Who have gotten something on them? Wipe my hand out. Zurons are your favorite so far? Okay. These are still... Yeah, okay, that didn't work. Gross. I know I have 3-in-1 oil down here. Move these away from me. I'm not going to grab any more pliers until I figure out what the heck got on them. Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to delay building this for so long. Alright. Where's my other... There they are. Alright, these are not covered in crap, so we'll just keep working with what we have. What was I doing? Adding a unit to this. Something's wrong here. Am I even paying attention to what I'm doing? Okay. So we're adding another row of, or another unit of Byzantine to each of these little chains connecting all these bigger pieces, right? And then for each area where 3 sections come together, I don't know how to phrase this. There's going to be 2 connector chains, right? So these are the legs, right? And this is the tail, okay? The tail is going to be connected to the body with 2 chains. We're going to take this little chain here and turn it into 2, right? And the reason for that is so we can wrap it around, up and through the legs to ideally give it more stability. All right? That makes sense. We're using 2 chains instead of 1 in certain areas. Because the one long strand of body parts being folded up onto itself that they used in the crochet pattern is not going to work well. And we'll just get as much of this done tonight, and hopefully we can get part of it done and start the process of getting these ball bearings into these pouches, because I'm tired of looking at this project. I'm tired of it sitting here. I'm tired of waiting for all of my stream equipment to work together nicely. I wonder if I could just invest I don't know what I would have to invest in. They have like phone streaming setups, right? What would you do? Just get an overhead thing and then plug in a camera? Can you do that? Can you plug in a camera to your phone and then I don't know if that would work. We'll just get a better tripod for the camera. Okay. A lot of times when you're working in really tight spaces, you mangle your rings. You want to do that as little as possible. And there's just no room to work in here. Okay. So you look at this and you think, theoretically, once these are full, right, it should take up the slack in these Byzantine chains here. But before we do that, we gotta attach this tail to the body. And in order to be able to do that, about to get lost in there. We need to separate this into 2 chains. So, all right, I'm gonna take this apart a little bit. And then we'll build it back up. Alright, and I'm doing this because this is how I worked it out in my head. This still might not work. So, as far as I'm concerned, this is attempt number 2. Attempt number 1 would have been an obvious failure. without putting any filling into the body parts, it wasn't working. So like, all right, at that point, that's when I started figuring out that I was going to need to come up with a alternative plan. So this is plan B. And this part that I'm working on right now should be hidden, ideally. It won't matter if it is or not, but okay. One thing, I might have to adjust one of these ring sizes here. That's looking pretty tight. I have a bunch of other ring sizes. Where are they? I don't, just because I don't want to get into this too far, right? And there's no room to attach two chains, right? In that little section there. So this ring I'm connecting them to needs to be slightly larger. Pile of larger. That. Ooh, I like that size for a choice. Okay. Set all these over here. A couple of these out. Won't pull out too many, but we're gonna need a. All right, we have. This back part. Excuse me. And so, you ever heard the phrase, you know, everybody's got a plan until they get punched in the face? Actually, I think Mike Tyson said that. Everybody's got a plan for their fight until they get punched in the face, right? I had a plan for this until it immediately didn't work, and then I had to change it. Improvise, adapt, and overcome. Come on. And now we're down to that little section that we were at before. Take one of these rings out and fit one of these larger rings in there. Kind of give us an idea of looking at. That might be too big. You know what I do have? I do have a ring size slightly smaller yet larger than that one. Here. I think this will work better. There, that looks better. Alright, so I just added some 18 gauge 5/32 rings. And that, it looks pretty good. I like this. I'm eyeballing the size ratio to see if I think that, yeah, that's what's gonna work. So here's a pro tip: keep all your rings separate in separate containers. Don't mix them up, especially if you're tumbling. Alright. I have multiple times I have tumbled rings of similar size and paid the ultimate price for it. It's hours and hours and hours of separating and sorting and measuring and alright, are we still on here? I know that about an hour. How long have we been going on TikTok? Camera. Alright, we've been going for a little bit. Before we get the what do you call it? The puzzle piece of doom. You guys are just gonna hang out with me for a bit over on TikTok, and we'll get past the puzzle piece of doom, and then I'll turn the camera back around. And I think it's probably in like 10 minutes. I don't want to miss it, because then the stream ends, and I have to go through this whole process of getting it back up, and it's a huge pain in the butt. Alright, almost back to where we were, before we weren't, where we got when we went there. Almost. So the problem with using the smaller rings to create these two chains is that this connection ring initially did not have enough room. And so when you're making a piece, you want it to be rigid. What you can't do is make it solid, right? Because if you make it solid, then it's just going to tear itself apart from the pressure. Okay, so it's like when you freeze a soda can. If there's no room for anywhere for the liquid to go, right? And in this case, the liquid is rings. They're gonna like force themselves out of position. So, just something to think about when adding rigidity to a structure. You don't want the piece tearing itself apart. Okay, and even that looks tight. Maybe I should have used the 18 gauge 3/16. I think this will be okay. No, I don't. I'm lying. Let's take this apart again. There's just not Alright, if you're frustrated watching me do this, believe me, I'm frustrated too. You know what I should probably do? I'm gonna fix this really simply. Okay, instead of trying to connect it that way. Or we won't do that. I don't know. Grab one more. Then we should be. All right. Oh, let's see here. Last night I had to go out. I'm on call this week, so at any point in time I could get a phone call telling me that I have to go see someone. I get to do that about once every 3 weeks. And soon, I'll get to do it once every other week, which is awesome. We are losing one of our nurses. And so we're going to be... The rest of us are going to be pulling up the slack. She is going on to bigger and better things. So we're all happy for her. However... that does mean that her patient load gets to be absorbed into the rest of the staff. And, you know, we're down a person to cover on call. So we're going to be doing that more often, which can't say I'm the biggest fan of that, but you get paid to be on call. And as long as I answer the phone, they don't care that I am doing this, you know what I mean? So, but last night I went out on a call. I had a patient that had a procedure done, and their dressing was leaking. So I had to go and change out this very red, wet drainage. Call it that. It was full. The dressing was full of the stuff that leaks out of you when you have holes in you, and you're not supposed to. Alright, this was better. Better than taking it all apart and changing out that ring size. I think this is okay. I might rethink that in the future, but for right now, we're just going to lengthen these two chains to the point where I think we need them. And then try, at least tonight, try and get to the legs, the back legs and the tail filled. That's my goal. If we can get that part done, I'll be happy with today's progress. And actually, I was down here this afternoon working on the ears, so a lot actually did get done today. Yeah, last night had to go out on call. This weekend I've already got orders to go out on call. So, yeah, I think that's gonna. Oh man. Alright, we'll revisit that. Let's just lengthen this chain and kind of get this in place. No puzzle piece of death at 9:15. What time did I go live? Oh, it says an hour on Streamlabs right now. So, alright, if the puzzle piece of doom hasn't shown up in the next 5 minutes, I'll turn the camera back around. Okay, this is where we're at. You got a little fishtail kind of thing going on. We're going to lengthen those two chains and give us a little slack. Hopefully once. Okay, so we're going to take these chains and make them long enough to put them in position and give us a little slack. And hopefully once we fill up the ball bearings, fill up all the body parts with ball bearings, it will be taut and solid. I have funnel. Here is funnel. And it should work for like 80% of filling these. We'll see. I'm gonna make these 6 units long, and then we'll kind of see where that gets us. It might be too short, I don't know. But we'll start there at least. That'll give us an idea of just making sure I had the funnel.
Yeah.
I wanted a smaller one, but I think this is actually like gonna be perfect. The smaller one I had in mind probably would not have worked. Like for filling up a flask. So. So I didn't have to go find it? No, here we go. Puzzle piece of doom coming right up. Let me solve this puzzle so that I can turn this camera around. Live will end in 4 minutes 55 seconds. We've detected inactivity. No, I'm still here. Okay. Alright, so at 10:20, we need to turn this back around. Or so. Nope. Forward. So many arbitrary things going on. Whee! Alright. I hope that's slightly more entertaining than my giant head filling up the whole screen. Okay, the Byzantine has to be long enough for me to be able to flip this around this chain, right, and then bring the tail up and through, right? We'll see. I don't know how long that... I don't know what that length is, but... Sorry if you can't see what I just did there. Let me lengthen these and... So... If we can make it, you know, somewhat successful, I'll be very happy. If I can get 75% of my goal, like I don't mind if the body of the balloon dog is, you know, slightly floppy. I think that as slightly floppy is a good goal, provided he doesn't like flop himself apart. You know, I don't want him to tear himself apart. It's stainless steel that I'm working with. That probably won't happen. Just from being handled, you know? Like, it would take some oomph to tear him apart. I would hope. Right. I really hope that I can save all of my settings for my system so that, I don't know, tomorrow or whenever I get the chance to stream again. If I can just hop on and go and I don't have to fiddle with settings or anything. That'd be nice. I've spent... I know Andrew caught the... He caught me the other day streaming. I was just streaming to my Facebook page and nowhere else. And it was just me trying to figure out all the problems wrong with my stream. I think I worked through most of them. And so I'm tired of sitting here and like talking to myself. I want to sit and stream and make stuff, show other people. That's the whole point of why I'm sitting here. Alright, I don't think 6 is gonna be enough. Might have to get a really big ring. We're at 1, 2, 3.5. Double this? No. We'll figure it out. Okay, so the question of having enough rings is starting to weigh heavy on my mind. I have this many rings left, which looks like a lot, right? But when you're working on projects that have thousands of rings in them, a couple of hundred is not very many. They go quick. Or we use them all up exactly perfectly to the number we have ordered, that would also be cool. Sorry, man, you got reconnected. You went downstairs doing laundry. No, that's okay. That is allowed. You're allowed to continue to live your lives while I blather on. I'm often watching someone stream and then, you know, just either sitting here or doing housework or whatever. I get it. Hey, doesn't it? That's another thing to consider is like the ring size I'm using to make these small Byzantine chains is, I don't know, kind of questionable, right? Perhaps I should have used something a little looser, but what did you miss? I said, I don't know. I don't know what you missed, to be honest. To be completely honest, I have no idea. Talking about getting admissions last night, or no, having to go out and see a patient last night who would not stop leaking from her face. Had to get her taken care of. I got that call, it was like 7 o'clock at night. The day was almost over. And being on call is like, when the day's almost over, it's like, alright, free money. I didn't have to do anything. You are sitting around waiting for a phone call, but that could happen at any time. And aside from having to go out and address that issue, I got an admission I got to do this weekend, also on call. So that's 2 on-call visits in the week. And I don't know if I mentioned this previously, but we've been slow at work. So gotta kind of find a way to go over here now and see how it goes. I mean, are you getting any looped sound? Or is it lagging at all? Should I just turn the TikTok stream off? After finding out that they won't let you stream from your PC unless you're going to add 50% gaming content, I'm really just... I don't know. The problem is TikTok's been the best platform to work on. As far as getting new people to see my stuff, right? I'm gonna ignore that for now. It's feeding back a little. Should I pop off and then pop back on? See if that helps. I can do that. Get a drink of water from my overly VetPro water bottle. Okay, there we go. Ready to go for another hour. I don't have that much time. I did want to get started by 7, but we were still eating dinner by 7. Only thing I've got to get up and take my son to school tomorrow morning, but I can't stay up late. That's a double. Oh. No, that's gonna be impossible. Okay, sorry. I'm trying to figure out, because this has to like loop around a chain, and then the tail has to go up through. Oh, that's what I can do. Never mind. I just figured it out. I'm dumb. I can just. This chain is not connected to the tail, right? There's a ring that is keeping it from sliding through. That's all. Problem. These are bigger than that, right? They do all this work and then over well. I don't know if that's impenetrable or not, but it seems to be good enough. Why don't I just put that in? Doing it this way is dumb. Just disconnect that part. Then I'll put it back together. Once I've got this long enough to flip over and around up like so. Alright. Maybe I'm not picking it up every time. Okay. Sorry, I'm slow, guys. Sometimes I like to do things the hard way. Alright. You were thinking about me hopping off this stream and then popping back in? To see if it fixed the sound issue? I don't know why I would have a sound issue. There's not. No, it's just my phone microphone, which shouldn't need any adjustment or anything. Or you were thinking about just taking this section apart. Oh, the ball bearings would fall at the ends. No, there's no, like, if I didn't put the chain through here, right? So these three rings right here are on the inside of the pouch. So I can't like pull this chain out, right? Does that make sense? These rings right here are on the inside and they stop this chain from pulling out. So TikTok just keeps looping. Let me pop off. Okay. camera. Okay, to anyone on here right now watching, I appreciate you hanging out. I'm gonna pop off and then pop right back in to stop whatever issue is going on. I don't know if it's my phone, if it's my network, or what. So, give me a second. I'll try and fix it. Alright, so if you're watching on TikTok, please let me know if I'm still having a voice issue. Had to pop off and then pop back on. So hopefully that fixed it. Maybe I should just start streaming only to you. Dedicate everything I can to my YouTube channel. This TikTok is a butt. Alright. I don't know how long I gotta make each of these chains, but we're gonna have to figure that out as we go along. I think I'm over halfway there. Okay, for anyone popping on TikTok watching, we are making a chainmail balloon animal, and we're trying to connect the body parts in a relatively stable fashion so that A, it stays together, but B, it also physically represents what we're trying to make. So, alright, let me just sit in position here. And if you're interested in a slightly different view, we are live on Facebook, X, Twitch, and YouTube. With a little bit different camera angle. Excuse me. Alright. This section. I need to adjust that. This is gonna loop around. I have two thoughts running through my head. The first one is this connecting ring in the middle of all these three sections here is too small, and then this chain is not, like, it should be bendy enough. It's not bending the way I need it to, so I don't want to spend a whole lot of time redoing it, but it'd be faster to do it this way. Okay. Is this going to be big enough, or are we going to have to go bigger than that? Alright. A slight any slight change in size will make a huge difference, right? Any small increments, so any point at which you're, I think that's still too small. Now that I've kind of worked with it a little bit. Screw it. That is much more flexible. I don't want to add a third one. Okay. I'm going to leave it as is for right now. And then if I get really feisty later on down the line, and I want to change it again, I can. I'm not married to this ring size right here in the middle of everything, in between these two chains. But for right now, it's an improvement over what I just had in there. I'm happy with it. This is all you can ask for, really. A lot of seeing a project to its completion is working with what you have and finding a way to make it work. Nope, did that ring just disappear? Nope, I found it. I had 2 of these rings straight up just disappear out of my pliers just recently, and I found them behind me. I'm lucky I don't have one take off right into my eye. There we go. Hopefully this will work. So, gotta make it long enough to wrap around a chain of the same size and connect 2 of these pouches together and hopefully hold itself in place. I don't know how long I need to make each side, so we're just kind of adding a little bit at a time. Hopefully we'll get to just, you know, it'll be just the right length. It's always good when it's just the right length. And it'll ideally sit perfectly. And if we can get these 2 pieces connected, right? Let's go this one. Okay. I'm thinking like one more section on each side, and then we'll give it a try, or should I just do 2 more? The only bad thing is Byzantine is basically just a bunch of elbows. Yes! It's not going to be easy to get it to stay in the direction I need it to. That's okay. It will work, and also it will need to be an even number. Okay, it will need to be an even number of units. So we're going to do 2 more on each side. Yep, it just takes trial and error, as my grandpa used to say. It's not rocket surgery. Not rocket surgery. We'll burn that bridge when we get to it. I don't know, metaphors are fun. When you mix 2 metaphors, change the meaning. Or something like that. Don't ask me, I'm not. Jet Pinky, how you doing? Don't ask me about English. I know what a noun is. I could probably come up with the definition for an adjective. Genghis John. It's all water under the bridge. Even when I was in college taking English courses for humanities, are the rings bought as is? Yes, these are. These are from JoshuaDiliberto.com, and you can get them in a multitude of sizes from him, as well as a multitude of materials. I don't know how many. I think the largest manufacturer of rings is still the Ring Lord in Canada. Some comments in this live were filtered to protect the community's experience. Did someone mix the wrong metaphors? Thank you for the follow. Much appreciated. So there's a bunch of different ring manufacturers. Some of the ones that come to mind are We've Got Mail. It's WEAVE .MAILLE. Chainmail Joe. And the Ring Lord, Joshua Diliberto, to name a few. We are making a chainmail balloon dog. Or at least attempting to. Probably your second one for some reason? Yeah. It's... Genghis John, you probably got filtered out. You know, instead of actually having said something bad, the filters have a tendency to be overly aggressive in their enforcement. So I apologize. So I've got all these body parts here that we're going to fold into a balloon dog, ideally. Like these are got some legs, and we're gonna fill all the body parts up with ball bearings. And I thought we'd be a lot farther along than we are right now. Where did you come from? Well, you didn't come out of there. Oh, really? Where did this come from? Don't worry about it later. We've Got Mail is cheaper than the Ring Lord, but they don't have as much of a selection. Yeah, I didn't think that they did. A fewer, less ring sizes, a fewer, less materials, but you know, same concept. Very, you know, still very high quality rings. From what I've been led to believe. I don't think I've ordered rings from them. I would love to. One day. But yeah, there's a lot of different suppliers specifically for chainmail rings, and each supplier has their pros and cons. You'll have to figure out like what you like at what price point. Might as well just dump the rest of this bag out. That's it. That's all we got to finish this cube, this pile of rings. Okay, I'm going to finish this up, and then I'm going to try and attach the tail and the main body, and then we're going to try and fill each section up, and it's probably going to take us longer than I think, but if we get that far, I'll be a very happy camper. It'll take a lot more to pop this one. Yeah. Well, what I'm hoping for is a really, I'm just gonna take a photo of it, like in the grass, and then write a caption in impact font that just says, you know, release the dogs of war, right? And then I'm hoping that that goes viral, and that I become internet famous for making a meme, and then I'll be rich. Those would fit in one of those containers. Yeah, but I gotta have an empty container first. I'm looking forward to being able to reuse these containers once they're empty. I've got 20 of them to empty, so Alright. And then I've already got someone. Okay, so here's. Let me take a drink of water, dude. Let me quench my thirst. Overly Vet Bro water bottle. Excuse me. Okay, so here's my plan. Alright? I'm going to finish this and put it together, and it's going to work 95%. Right? Like 95% of what I pictured in my head is going to be represented in the final product, right? And I already have someone who said that they want it, right? And if it works really well, then I would love to sell it. So, but for the next one, I'm going to make. So instead of trying to do it the crochet pattern method, as I did with this one, you know, with some slight adjustments, with my next one, I'm going to make one pouch that is Balloon Dog shaped, and then fill it with ball bearings, and use that as my pattern for everything else. Does that make sense? So instead of making all these little separate sections, make a pattern. Okay, not this ring size. This ring size. I need the. Oh no. Yeah, that's my goal. Alright, I need to finish this and then we'll. So that way I have a pattern and I can make balloon dogs based off that pattern. And that, you know, that way they're solid. Make them out of different materials, make them different colors. I'll make them out of titanium and anodize them a bunch of different colors. We'll see. We will see what happens. And so I had seen the crochet pattern for this before I ever knew this was a thing. Okay. There is someone out there who makes like giant blown glass balloon dogs, and they're very cool, right? And they sell for a ton of money. Okay. That's kind of what I was looking for right here. They all meet up. Okay. I'm gonna use this length and we're gonna connect one of these here. What would be easier to do? It's gonna be easier to connect the tail. Okay. Do I fill this up before? Try to connect it to anything else? Yo. Don't do that. Okay, so there's almost no room to work. The way I have this set up, so there might be some cursing involved. Okay. Do I fill this up now? Oh, sorry if I knocked that around. Alright. Backed up in here. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, uh-oh. Where's an empty container? Okay. Quick thinking. Get this into here. We're about to have a bunch of these all over the place. Okay. Crisis averted. Now, to close it. Now, that's pretty solid as is. I don't think I need to sit here and squeeze in more, but we can try that in a minute. Okay, now I need 3 hands. Don't fall. Don't fall. Okay. I can't believe that funnel worked so well. That was amazing. Alright. Apologize if you can't see what I'm doing, but this is like, if I screw up, a bunch of ball bearings are going to go all over the place. Get down in there. Don't. Okay. So the body filled. We can fit a few more in there. But how many containers was that? Gotta go slow and do it 1 ring at a time. There was a way to prevent this from sliding down. Here. Stay. Okay. Is the dog my design? So, the design came from a crochet pattern I saw. Many of the things I've made lately have been like, oh, I saw that you know, out and about in the real world. Well, really online. And I was like, oh, I wonder how I could make that in chainmail, right? Like, I just did this wireframe cube thing that turned out pretty cool, based off of sculpture I saw online, a wood sculpture or a metal sculpture, I don't remember. And so that's what this is based off of, but the original crochet pattern was not going to work for this. So I've changed up how the body parts are connected a little bit, but otherwise it is the same general idea as the pattern. Does that make sense? Like, I'm taking that pattern and adapting it to my needs in order to attempt this. Sorry, I'm trying not to spill ball bearings here. So once it is said and done, if I can get it to work, then, I mean, I wouldn't, like, really claim it as my design. You know what I mean? Like, sure. Okay. Alright, well, that's... really interesting. Okay. Oh. This is the part where it's like, I can't make it any more entertaining than it is. I appreciate you guys hanging out for sure. Darn you. Darn you to heck. Alright. I kind of think it's... No, it's not pointless. I keep going. The more we can... okay, so I want, like, the weight of the other body parts to be on other body parts and not on the joints, ideally. So if we pack them tightly enough, they should take up the empty space where they would otherwise rely on the joints to hold them in place. Now you want to fill a hack sack complete with ball bearings as like a fidget. I have one. It's pretty cool. I like it. Fun little weighted project. Doesn't take too many more ball bearings because I don't want to get all the way through this project to have to order more. Come on, will you send me a link to the ones you got? Yeah, absolutely. I will. I order from ZY Steel on Amazon. I think they're 304 stainless steel ball bearings, and they're not cheap for starters, right? So understand that now. And the reason I order them is because I do not want this rusting at all. I don't want to have the unfortunate mishap of trying to find discount ball bearings somewhere and turns out they're garbage, you know what I mean? It would absolutely suck to put this much energy into something just to have it be destroyed by, you know, something that could be fixed by spending a lot more on it in this case. Oh, you're getting away. Okay, so I'm gonna have to do this. There's 10 body parts, right? 4 legs, a body, a tail, a neck, a head, and 2 ears. I'm gonna have to do this to each one. Alright, how are we holding up so far? Start like jumping back out at you. Now you're getting close. Alright, what pieces? This is the main body. It's the main body of the dog. Better fill up soon. Alright. Well, no, let's see here. I've got what's the count? I've got 20,000 ball bearings. Alright. So each piece this size takes, what are we at, 2? Yeah, I guess we're just a little over 2. In reality, we should have enough. Good. I did, someone sent me. Yeah, so this is the biggest piece. And there's 4 others, the legs, that are the exact same size, right? Sorry, I'm trying to do math in my head while doing this. I'm not counting these ball bearings. That would be awful. I can't count that high anyway, so it doesn't matter. I have to just put regardless. Let it sort itself out. Okay, so 2.5 containers, these, for one of the biggest sections of this piece, right? What's 2.5 times 5? 12.5. That leaves us 7.5 left over for the rest of the body. That might be a problem. It's okay, we'll order more. I've only spent $450 on materials for this project. What's another 50 more? Or 100 more? Doesn't matter. I don't know. I'm going to try to keep this from sliding around too much. Try and close this off without spilling these. In there. One sausage link. The song was very Nightmare Before Christmassy. Yeah, it's a little. I don't choose the music. I probably could go into the program and make a playlist of sorts. So it just kind of plays whatever. Okay, got that closed up a little bit. Go in your home. Yeah, no, I noticed that about the last song too. I don't know what's going on with this song. Odd, but too preoccupied to change it. Room in there for ball bearings. And 20, okay. 25 minutes it took to fill that up? Is that... Do I have that time right? So I think it's full enough. For our purposes, anyway. Am I too good for my home? Yeah, are you too good for your home? That'll date you. I was never a big fan of Sandler, Adam Sandler, growing up, because this was, these movies came out in a time, like, well before internet memes. I love me a good meme, you know? A good meme. So, I don't know, someone posted on X or something about how, you know, before the internet, we just ran around screaming Billy Madison lines at each other. Or, you know, living in a van down by the river. So I didn't grow up watching SNL or know who Adam Sandler was. I never saw Billy Madison or Happy Gilmore until, like, way later in life. But, one that's pretty solid, actually. Okay. Now for my next trick. Why are you doing that? Gonna wonder. Okay, so for my next trick, we're going to wrap this around the legs and connect the tail to it. If I made these sections of Byzantine long enough to do that, which I think I did. But, like, just barely, so it should be fairly taut. Okay, I'm so glad I grabbed a container right before I did all of that. Okay, it goes over the top and then up through. That's cool. And we get it there. Do I have any more slack in this line? That is not quite doing what I needed to do. This. Open. That makes sense. Okay. And ideally, once it's all filled up, it'll kind of hold itself in place. But this looks like, I don't know, let's add, don't go away. See if we can get the tail on here. Yo, it's had you right where I almost wanted you. Kind of. Perfect. Do it like that. Okay. Back to needing several hands again. I don't know, but I think this Byzantine stuff is not going to work out. Couldn't had it. Come on, so close. Alright, it's on there. Now I gotta close up this end because there's a spot where I got enough slack. I can do this. Maybe that's too much slack. Maybe it'll all get filled up by the pouches being full. I don't know. Maybe, I don't know, we'll figure it out. What a pain in the butt. Okay. Alright, I'm gonna close this up, and then we'll open up the other end and fill it. And we'll try and get to filling the legs. Alright, where are we at here? I am still on, yeah, it's 10:30. I'm still on. I want... Where are the 1-inch bearings for the legs? 1-inch bearings. I have some 1-inch ball bearings. I might have mentioned... Like, did we talk about using 1-inch ball bearings for the legs to make it easier to fill up? Is that what you're referencing? All right. Come on. There we go. Alright, open up this end. I gotta take it down just a little bit. Oh, not that. One of these. Here's one. Trying to get this filled with ball bearings is gonna be almost as long as weaving everything together. Probably disconnect guy. Now the other side of this part, we should be able to fill it up. Okay. Ignore you, that was a joke. That was only relevant at the time. You're lagging too far behind. Oh, okay. I think if you pop out and then pop back in, it'll catch you up. Don't quote me on that, though. Make sure I'm removing the right ring here. All right. All these bright lights and the stainless steel, it's nearly impossible to tell if you can find the opening or not. It's not require a lot more. Did it work? Yeah, that question seemed to pop up fairly quickly. Alright. Oh, what am I doing? We're not inside the container. There, it's much safer now. Okay, that's about as much as you can do with the funnel. Funnel's a lifesaver. Okay, I need some space here. Put these back where they belong. And yeah, I decided to clean up when I only had one hand available. I'm very smart. Very smart. Cleaned up. No, we'll close that up. Okay, this and this. This right there. Okay. Now we have room. Kind of. Alright, all those rings we just undid, we gotta put them back. Also gotta fill the rest of this up. Put all this in here so I can figure out. Doing. Last one. All right. Was that supposed to connect? Oh. So next one is supposed to. Okay, now we fill it. Okay. Try and as many in here as we can. Oh no, I can this one. That out of the way. This is where a much smaller. Does that tighten up at all? I don't know. This might just end up being like a ragdoll kind of thing. Which, I mean, I don't have a choice but to be happy with it. Or we can adjust how we connected things. Might have to play with that some more. The problem would be that once like these are filled, in order to work on anything, I'm gonna have to empty them, right? I really don't want to do. You know what I mean? So, I would like to fill them one time and then forget about it. Okay, where are we at? 1040? I think we can get this one full and closed up by here in the next little bit. Don't think we're gonna get to the legs tonight, which is okay, because you know we've sat through the process of putting the first body part together. You know, I think that I can probably put some of this together when I'm not streaming, if I have time. That would probably be okay. I don't need to stream all 12 hours of me filling the balloon dog with ball bearings. Like, it'll be, even if it's very ragdoll, it'll be nice when it's done, but I'm just hoping for not that. don't know. Maybe the original crochet pattern would have been better. Should've just stuck to what I knew, man. Alright, you could add some structural rings around the joints for rigidity. I was thinking, like, if the head was floppy, I would add a collar. Kind of assist holding the head up. I don't know how the head cannot be anything but, you know, very ragdolly. Or maybe I didn't make the balloon portions large enough. Like, I thought I had a good ratio to connection size, you know, body part to connection size. I thought that was pretty good, but what do I know? It's all just a guess, see what works. So, like I said, if this one does not work out, I will... The next one I do, and I'm not going to do it right after this one. I've got other projects I want to get to, but I will attempt to make a balloon dog again in the future. Will be, like, it will be sculpted, I'm gonna call it. Like, I'll make all the pieces and then I'll hide all the joints. Right, so there won't actually be joints, it'll just look like what an actual balloon dog looks like, which I think I can do. Oh, dude, a teddy bear would be great. That'd be cool. Go ahead. They make brown anodized aluminum rings? I'm sure they do. That'd be something I'd want to make out of anodized aluminum for the color. My back is hurting. What you say? Oh no, she says, my fingers are sore. What you say? My fingers are... Well, now your back's gonna be sore because you just pulled landscaping duty. Alright, let's... I don't know if I can get any more in here. Am I working with color? I mean, I've worked with color in the past. I just typically don't. But for something like that, I would love to. You know, to get the right dark brown and tan or white-ish color. Oh, no. Don't do that. Yeah, so I have several projects that involve, you know, having color in mind. I just typically don't, because most of my projects are designed to where they require a certain amount of strength. And I'm going to do the best I can to make things as long-lasting as I can. So I typically just use stainless steel for whatever I'm making. So okay, so I will see, and I'm sure you've heard me say this before, I will see people use anodized aluminum for jewelry, right? Okay, but the reality is that, whoa, you were way out of line there, mister. Anodized aluminum is not going to last forever. It's not going to last as long as a stainless steel bracelet would. And it's going to fade and change color eventually. It may not happen overnight. It may not happen right away, but it is going to happen. Right? So that's why I see people use it for applications I wouldn't. Yeah, you spelled that right. I hope people, I see people use it for applications I wouldn't use it. Right? Not that I am the end-all be-all arbiter of what people are allowed to do. I think it's a bad idea for, you know, and I have my reasons. So that's why I typically don't use anodized aluminum, right? But I think that it could be appropriate for something like this. Okay, we dropped a couple ball bearings, not too bad. Okay. That's not getting any. I think I'm gonna have to take some slack out of this chain is what I'm gonna have to do. Alright, there's too much room there. Okay. So, we might have just made the chain too long. That could be a thing. That seems too much slack. So what if we tighten that up? I don't know how we would. Excuse me. This around. I don't know. We'll have to fill the legs and see what happens. But so far, it's starting to get to be something, right? Lil Lassie, how you doing? It's been a hot minute. I don't know. I'm gonna be streaming to my phone, streaming to TikTok via my phone for forever, apparently. So what if one unit out, fill up, and it just looks like that? All right, I don't know. Okay. So the trick is going to be getting the slack out of this, but I like the concept. I also might change out this whole Byzantine chain connecting this all together, just because it's not as slinky as I'd like. Alright. How many? We went through 1, 2, 3 and a half. Alright, 3.5 containers. Empty. Well, this one has rings in it, but that's a start. All right. I'm gonna flip this camera around. Okay. So this is where we're at, right? We're gonna fill the legs up. This on camera. We're gonna fill the legs up when we get a chance, and you know, maybe that will take on a life of its own, and this becomes the piece I envisioned, which looks something like that, kind of, right? And if we can get that to work, then perhaps the rest of it will all come together magically as well, right? So, thank you for hanging out. I do appreciate y'all being here. I am going to call it a night, just because I have work. I'm going to stream as often as I can, doing this. And where's my button? There it is. We're gonna keep going. I upgraded my internet and it seems to be stable. I took a lot of things off, like the main place I stream to. Does that make sense? And so, I didn't get any notifications of my computer not being able to handle the stream. So, honestly, man, not that you're boring, just a little sleep and almost 11. Yeah, no, I'm getting out of here. So, you all have a wonderful evening. Thanks for hanging out. Okay, join me again next time as I complete this project. All right, I will see you guys all later. Have a good night.